Afternoon everybody, and welcome back to Birmingham Wildlife Conservation Park for the latest in our Wednesday Facebook Live videos. Thank you for joining us as ever. We are carrying on our alphabety theme this week, and we are up to the letter I, and I is for Ibis. So I'll do my best to kind of tell you a bit about Ibis in general and the two species that we've got here, but as ever feel free to send in your questions and comments and things like that, and I will do my best to answer them for you. Hi all, hi Kimberly, Zena, Judith, Enid, Matt, thank you. Chicken wise, I mean, some people in Australia, some of the Australian species are thought of as pests, and they are called bin chickens, so I suppose bin chicken is the type of chicken they are, Matt. Hi Sue, hi Mary, good to see you watching today. So yes, hi Judith, good to see you watching. Yeah, we won't be moving around too much today, and we can't really be in with the Ibis at the moment because of avian flu restrictions at the moment. Only our bird keepers going in to the Ibis, so yeah, I'm going to be just staying outside, and I'm going to try not to move around too much either, and we'll try and keep a good view of them from here. I haven't ever been kicked by an Ibis, Matt, I don't think, not on purpose anyway. So yes, Ibis wise, Ibis are a type of wading bird, generally wading bird. They are in a family called Thresciornithidae, which is made up of around about 30 species of Ibis, and it also includes the spoonbills as well. So Ibis and spoonbills are quite closely related. Ibis are generally found throughout much of the world, actually. There's African species, American species, Asian species, like I say, even some down in Australia for an Australian species. So yeah, they are found throughout the world, really. And all Ibis have got this kind of similar morphology. They've got this long curved beak, which I'll try and zoom in on a bit there. See if we can get these guys in a bit more close up. They've got this kind of downward curving beak, long legs, as I say. They are generally a wading species, but they've got these long legs, and yeah, generally these kind of bald heads as well, bald heads and necks. So in the park here we've got African sacred ibis, which are the white and black ones that you can see here at the front, and then we also have northern bald ibis, so the black one with the kind of big head behind the sacred ibis there is a northern bald ibis. Oh, sorry, Tina. I'm trying to hold either end of the thing. Is that any better? Hopefully I've managed to sort that out. I'll try and hold it either corner there. Is that better? Can you all hear me now? Cool, great stuff. Thank you, Zena. So yes, like I say, we've got two species here, African sacred, which are the white ones, and then northern bald, which are the black ones. We've got 3 African sacred ibis, and we've just got the 1 northern bald ibis now. And yeah, I'll try to tell you a little bit about both of each of these species. We'll start with the African sacred ibis. So these guys are, as the name suggests, an African species, and they are they're found mainly in southern Africa now. Historically, they weren't actually found in southern Africa. They were found kind of more towards the north of Africa, especially up around Egypt, as I'm sure some of you know. They were thought of as a sacred animal in ancient Egypt. But yeah, nowadays they are mainly found throughout southern Africa. They've kind of migrated southwards over time. No, these aren't new to the park, Kimberley. We've had ibis here for many years, longer than I've been here, definitely. And I've been here nearly 8. So yeah, we've had ibis here for a good little while now. So yeah, like I say, African sacred ibis, an African species. There are thought to be some kind of feral colonies throughout Europe and things like that as well, mainly from zoo escapes and things like that. And because of this, they are actually on what's called the EU invasive species list, and that list basically means that we're unable to transport this species, breed them, or anything like that, and they do need to be phased out of animal collections, even though the UK aren't still, part of the EU. We do still follow these invasive species laws at the moment, at least. So yeah, unfortunately these guys will be getting phased out of zoos throughout Europe. Food-wise, Zena, we feed them minced meat, and then some special kind of pellets. Kind of all, obviously the minced meat's nice and soft for them, and then the pellets add a little bit of substance to the mix. In the wild, they generally eat a range of kind of animal matter, anything from invertebrates up to frogs and lizards, and anything like that. So yeah, they do have quite a wide-ranging diet. Yeah, so like you say, Phil, that kind of leads us on nicely. They use those bills. They do look quite mean, but they're not actually too bad. They're not sharp or anything like that. And yeah, they use them to kind of search for food in the water as they're wading, and they will even use it as a little kind of probe into the soil as well to find invertebrates and things like that as well. So yeah, like I say, African sacred ibis are on this invasive species list. They are also classed as least concern on the IUCN Red List, which means they're not really in need of any conservation efforts or anything like that, at least at the moment, which is obviously another kind of factor for them being in this invasive species list. Yeah, and kind of as I was saying, they were thought of as sacred animals in ancient Egypt, even to the point that one of the Egyptian gods has got an ibis for a head, an ibis head for a head, sorry, and then and even sacred ibis were kind of mummified and buried in the kind of hundreds of thousands in ancient Egypt, alongside people. So yeah, they were thought of as a sacred animal in ancient Egyptian times. Age-wise for these guys, I'll kind of go through all the sacred ibis plus the northern bald, and we can hopefully we'll move on to the northern bald next. But these guys are all 17 plus. The youngest sacred ibis we've got is 17. The other two are, I believe, 20 and 21, and then our northern bald ibis is 21 as well, actually, I believe. And life expectancy wise, in the wild it's usually about 10 to 15 years, but in captivity on average normally 20 to 25, although they can live into their kind of mid-30s if they're lucky, but the average is 20 to 25 years. So these guys are all getting on a little bit now. They are all fairly old individuals. So yeah, like I say, northern bald ibis are a little bit of an anomaly, really, in the sorry, just trying to shift this camera. There we go. So northern bald ibis are a little bit of an anomaly, really, in terms of ibis species. As I've kind of said already, the majority of ibis species are wading species, found in wetland areas and things like that. whereas northern bald ibis are actually more kind of not susceptible. Their habitat is generally kind of more rocky outcrops and deserts and things like that. So you do kind of go against this wading bird rule, because they aren't really a wading bird at all. Northern bald ibis are found in only two, kind of properly wild populations are only found in Morocco and Syria, as is at the moment, two distinct populations. Whereas there is also a kind of semi-wild population found in Turkey at the moment as well, and there have been reintroduction programs actually started within Europe, because they were found throughout kind of southern and central Europe historically, and I know some introductions have started taking place in Spain and Austria, I believe Switzerland as well. So yeah, they are a species that up until recently were classed as critically endangered on the IUCN Red List, but thanks to the stabilisation of the wild populations and these reintroduction programs as well, they were downgraded to endangered around about 4 or 5 years ago, something like that. So yes, they are starting to make a bit of a comeback, especially thanks to kind of captive breeding programs and re-release programs as well. Yeah, so Judith, the sacred ibis kind of have to stay with us now. Like I say, it's actually illegal for us to transport sacred ibis as part of this EU invasive species list. So the sacreds will definitely stay with us. The northern bald will very likely stay with us, but he's kind of not legally bound to be here, whereas the sacreds now are really. Wingspan wise, for both species, these are fairly similarly sized ibis. Wingspan's about 1.2 meters, I believe. Bigger individuals can get to about 1.5, I think, but yeah, it's around about 1.2, which is a fair size, to say the least. So northern bald ibis have got a similar diet to the sacred ibis: invertebrates, animal matter, lizards, frogs, things like that. But obviously it's a kind of different type, just because they're found in different habitats. So yeah, less of the kind of wetland species and more of the deserty, rocky species. Yeah, like I say, we're down to the one northern bald ibis now. Unfortunately, we lost our other one just before Christmas last year. Developed a leg issue, so unfortunately had to be put to sleep. But at least this northern bald ibis has got the sacreds for company there. Northern bald ibis are also known as Waldrapp ibis. So if I accidentally drop out Waldrapp, I'm on about the northern bald. Waldrapp's kind of the German name for them, but it's kind of stuck in general terms as well. Yeah, so they're good flyers, and they will, in the wild, I think both species do show some levels of migration. I can't remember which way around it is. I think some northern balds kind of fly. No, I'm not gonna embarrass myself. I think the sacred ibis generally kind of migrates up towards Ethiopia and that kind of region. I can't remember where the northern balds go, but yeah, they are good, strong flyers. Yeah, can do the business in that department. Right then, guys, feel free to send in any last minute questions you've got, as I have gone on for 15 minutes now, so we'll start wrapping this video up today. Sorry, trying to keep this still, my arms are getting tired. Yeah, there's not really too much else to say about these guys. Obviously, like I say, the northern balds with these reintroduction programs are starting to be one of those really good conservation success stories, especially if these reintroduced populations take hold and are able to help out in the wild situation. That would be great. Yeah, it's a nice sunny day today, Phil. Hopefully the sun stays out. It's a little bit windy and a little bit chilly, but but yeah, it's not too bad. Yeah, that is the problem you get with these guys, Xena, especially when you're in the enclosure cleaning. I think they use us as target practice. So yeah, typical birds, bless them, typical birds. No worries, Sue, no worries, Judith, as ever. Happy to bring these videos to you on a Wednesday. I'm glad you're still enjoying them and still putting up with me. Oh, lovely, Sue. No, that'd be nice. I hope you enjoy your day tomorrow if you do come. Unfortunately, I'm not working tomorrow, but yeah, hopefully you have a good day. Right then, I think we will wrap this up here, guys. So yeah, as ever, thank you for tuning in to our Alphabetti Facebook Live videos. Oh, you're coming on Friday, Judith. Hope you enjoy your visit as well. I hope you all enjoy your visits whenever you come. Obviously, feel free to collar any of us whenever you're here. We're more than happy to answer any questions you might have. Yeah, feel free to just collar any of us. Like I say, I'm off the next couple of days, unfortunately, so I won't be able to see you. But everyone else will look after you. So yeah, cheers for tuning in, guys. We will be back next week with the letter J, which is a bit of a tricky one to come up with. I have a vague idea, but I might have to change it. We'll see. So yes. Hopefully I come up with something. Otherwise, I'll make something up on the spot. But thank you for tuning in as ever. Hope all of you that are visiting over the weekend, the next couple of days, enjoy. And yes, we will see you soon. Cheers, guys. Thank you.